And aloha! Welcome back to the BlueNote Fan Report. This is the first intermission show, and boy, have we got some stuff to talk about. This is so crazy that I can't talk about it by myself. I'm going to bring in our buddy Lance from the Draw Hockey Podcast. Hey, Lance, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Guy, how are you?
Hey, man, crazy news, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think? I'll kind of hold on a second because I want to bring in my buddy, the rumor mill, the Hockey Hound. Okay, Hockey. Oh, I just lost Lance. I probably had something happen. Tell us what the rumor is that you brought to me before the start of the game.
Well, it is exactly what it is. It's a rumor. There was speculation going around that Vince Dunn could be headed to Ottawa, but the problem with that doesn't make sense is Ottawa needs a right-handed defenseman, not a left-handed. Rutherford did report that the possibility for Dunn to have gone from warm-ups to being scratched like he was could be due to an injury that he sustained on Friday, taking a shot off the side of the knee. It's still not reported yet as to exactly why, but we do know Hoffman is a healthy scratch due to the lack of his play given for the ice time that he has been given.
Yeah, well, there's a couple different things there. Now, the big thing for me is Hoffman also being a healthy scratch, right? I'm thinking that this is all for Hull. I'm not sure what happened to Lance. He kind of dropped out on us. I'm going to try and see if I can get him back here.
All right.
Oh, now my thing's not letting me share. I don't know if that was me that dropped him out. Let me try something here. I'm starting to think that this. No, originally I didn't think this whole rumor had any what do you call it, grit to it at all, to be honest.
Right.
You know, I didn't think that there was anything behind it. I didn't think that, I thought it was Army raising the, what do you call it, the price, right?
Right.
And I think we got Lance back. You back with us, Lance?
I'm back.
Okay, I wasn't sure what happened. So I don't know if you heard, there's a huge rumor going around that there's two rumors going around. Hoffman and Dunn have both been healthy scratches. Well, we don't know if Dunn is a healthy scratch, but he was a last second scratch. So he took warm-ups, but ends up being scratched. Hoffman, there's kind of some talk that there's been talk about Hull. Now, I know yesterday there was unfortunately, a Twitter skirmish going on between you and another person. I'm not going to get into names and all of that, but you have it under authority that we were not in on Hull at that point. Has that changed?
As of Friday morning, I was told at that moment Buffalo was asking too much. They wanted at least a first round, a top prospect, and a player that's, playing right now, at the least. Some people told me they also wanted the third round draft pick too. That was Friday. That was what I was basing my thoughts on. I haven't talked to anybody since then, but at that point, Friday morning, I know there was that Twitter feud, and I'm not going to get into it. But as I stated afterwards to that person, that's what I was told. It wasn't right up to that second, and I was just stating what I was told Friday morning that Buffalo was asking way too much. That's what I was told.
So St. Louis fan Darkness says, when I don't watch the first period, the Blues play well. What get to you? No,
You need it.
Yeah, to stop watching the game, period. Yeah. No, I'm shocked with this because I'm on your side. I kind of thought that this was Army raising the price.
Well, here's the thing. If you were GM, I want you to think of it that way. You get a guy, Taylor Hall, that any team he's went to, he's not put them over the edge. He's not that guy that's going to get you, is going to be, oh my God, he's going to make such a difference. We're going to win the Stanley Cup. He's not that guy. He's just not. He's a good, solid player. He's not a great player. Could he add some depth to the Blues and give him some goal scoring? Yeah, by all means. But I know people that know Doug Armstrong personally, and number one, he does not like trading for rentals. Number two, Taylor Hall's already said, and people are going to say I'm lying, that he does not want to sign with a team if he gets traded to them. He wants to hit the open market again, like he's been doing every year since he left Edmonton, and was traded. So, he's a good guy, but if Doug Armstrong gets him, it sure as hell ain't going to be for a first round pick, a prospect and a player. I don't think Doug Armstrong's that stupid. I really don't. And the whole Hoffman thing, yeah, maybe Hoffman doesn't fit in our system, but in all honesty, if Hoffman's got a guy to set him up constantly, Hoffman can score goals. He's a streaky guy that can get you 3-4 goals in 5 games, and then you may not hear from him for 4 or 5 games. But I just, maybe Armstrong changed his mind. Maybe this is another instance where we take advantage of Buffalo like we did with the Tage Thompson, Sobotka, and Berglund trade to get Ryan O'Reilly. Maybe Buffalo's being idiots. I hope they are, because if it's not at high cost, I'm sure Armstrong's open to it. But if they make any announcement of it, I don't see him giving up a lot. Now, people are going to say, well, he gave up Dunn. Well, I think the Blues were pretty much done on Dunn. They were playing him due to injuries, and if it happens, it happens. But like I said, as of Friday morning, I was told the Blues don't have any interest in him because of the cost.
Well, what about Dunn for Kachuk?
No.
Dunn and a draft pick for Kachuk.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
The asking price for Chuck from Ottawa is going to be way too much. You are not going to be able to afford it. You're literally going to have to give up a first-round pick, a top roster player, probably a few prospects. It's not going to be in the best interest for the Blues. And I agree with this from what Lance was saying too. It just doesn't make sense for the Blues to want to go after Taylor Hall. He's like Lance said, he's not going to re-sign. He's just going to keep playing the market and getting what he's able to get.
No, I kind of agree with you. I don't think that going after him is the right thing either. What about Matthew instead of Brady?
No. It doesn't matter. The Tchucks are untouchable. You are literally going to have to give up the farm to get one of them. And to be honest with you, I don't see Brady and I don't see Matthew fitting in with the Blues system. The only one I could probably see is Matthew fitting in with the Blues. But like I said, you're going to have to give up so much. And at this point, the Blues need every player that they can possibly get right now.
Did Matthew sign an extension, or has he got a free agency coming up soon?
Give me a second. I'll check on that.
I don't think he's up this year. I think he's up next year or the year after.
Next year. I think he's close. I think he's close.
Yeah. I was told last year Ottawa actually did shop just to see what they could get. What they wanted was 3 first-round picks, a high prospect, somebody like Kyrou or Thomas, and a player that can make an impact. Now, that's way too much. You can't give up that much, draft stock and a young guy like that. I like Brady. I like Matthew. They're good players, but you don't want to pay that price.
No, I actually agree with you. That is way too high. I was thinking this, and I'm just going to throw this out, because this is, maybe I would offer this. I would offer Dunn and Hoffman and a third for Hutton and
Taylor Hall?
Oh.
I don't think Buffalo will go for that.
But, I mean, here's the thing with Buffalo, and this is the thing you got to remember. Their GM's not calling the shots, okay? They have a owner who does not know hockey at all calling the shots. And they're looking at it from a business standpoint, period. That's it. And when you look at it from a business standpoint, it's dollars and cents. And when it's dollars and cents, shave payroll, because, right now, season ticket holders don't matter. You don't have anybody you don't have fans in the stands anyways.
Well, here's the problem. Dunn, if he gets traded, whichever team gets him, his contract's up. He's going to be a rental too. I mean, I just don't know why anybody would want Vince Dunn right now, unless the Blues,
Dunn's not a rental. Dunn's not a rental. He's an RFA and has arbitration next season.
Yeah,
Not a rental.
but we saw what
Hoffman
happened
is.
last year. We saw what happened last year when the Blues made him the RFA offer and he didn't sign it till December, and he had it for months. He's not going to be happy with that happening to him again. He's not.
Yeah.
And
I think that him not signing right away, just, I think that not being under team control had a lot to do with that. Because if he signs it early, he's under team control for travel and restrictions and all of that. Because he was an RFA and not signed yet, he wasn't under team control. He could travel or do things like that. I think that's why a lot of them do that, to have that not being under team control or not being under the contractual part of that.
well, he first went to the Blues and wanted $3 million before they offered.
Well, that I didn't know.
Yeah. And then he went down to 2.5. And this was before the RFA offer, and then the Blues offered him money, and he's like, I don't want to sign this, and he was hoping they could work something else out, and they just didn't. So I don't think, he's just not going to be happy, and all these people getting excited. I see it online, like you said, about the trade possibilities, but unless Buffalo's owner gets drunk or he's his normal idiot, I don't see Doug Armstrong giving up that much. If you can get Taylor Hall for a second rounder and somebody like Dunn, yeah, I would do it.
Well, it's the money. You got to have someone that's making $4 million, right? Because let's say they pay half the season's gone, right? So they pay half that salary. They pay half the salary. You pay the other half. So now you got to come up with $4 million because you're at the cap. It's got to be 1-for-1. So that's where Hoffman fits, right? Dunn doesn't fit in the money. Dunn's only not even $2 million, right? 1.5 or 1.75.
He's 1.87. He's 1.875. And if Armstrong's smart, if he did do a deal, I would tell Buffalo, you got to pay Taylor Hall's remaining salary. I'm not paying it.
The whole $8 million.
What's ever left on his contract, you got to pay it. If you want him gone that bad, you've got to pay it.
Wow. I mean, if they did that, then he'd be free. He wouldn't count against our salary cap, right?
Nope.
He doesn't count against our salary cap.
He would count.
That would be. I don't know if the league would go with that. I honestly don't. It's interesting. I got from somebody here saying they're not trading Dunn. Dunn did take a puck to the ankle the other night. Yes, we know that. That could be something, but this just seems. It's the reason I'm bringing it all up is the Hoffman sig. This could be. First of all, I like Hoffman. I thought Hoffman's a good fit here, but they go and put Hoffman on the third line. The third line and the fourth line are not your scoring lines. They're your energy lines. They're your defensive lines. They're your forechecking lines. That's not what Hoffman is. No. And you know that. You put Hoffman on the second line and drop somebody down.
Yep. Everybody knows Hoffman has to have a number 1 or number 2 center to be successful. He's not going to be successful with a third line or fourth line center. He's just not. He's not a guy that makes plays happen. He's a guy that gets fed the puck, gets in the right position, and scores.
Yeah. So, Hockey, I got to ask you, buddy. Where do you see all this coming? I know you're going to keep me in there on the rumor mill. I know that. But where do you see this going?
Honestly, if anything involves Taylor Hall, it does not happen with the Blues.
Right.
I don't honestly see the Blues making any significant trade deadline deals. I think you're going to see a lot of the players and stuff. You're going to see a very quiet trade deadline, and you're going to see a very active draft day because there's so much of this, the moves and stuff that's going to happen at the draft due to the salary cap restraints that we've seen from COVID. People are going to have to figure the stuff out. That's like the people and stuff with the Blue Jackets that are saying, oh, Max Domi, Patrick Laine needs traded. No, you hold on to those players until next season, bring in a new coach and see how they do, and then deal them away. Like, the draft is going to be one of the most interesting drafts I think we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I see all of that. I see that, and I expected a draft day. I expected a COVID cap to have a lot of an effect. We got just a minute left. I got to ask you what's going on in Columbus with Torts. I like Torts. I think Torts is a decent coach, and a lot of times they buy in, but it looks like they're not buying in. What do you think's happened that the buy-in has gone away? You want to answer real quick, Lance?
I know, and he can probably agree with me. Tortellini, or Torts, he's a great. I like Tortellini, but he's a great coach, and but if you saw him with New York, any place he goes, he wears out his welcome. That kind of coach wears on players, and after so long, the message just stops getting through at him. And I think that he would agree with me, won't you?
Bruce Boudreaux did an interview a week and a half ago that said that coaches wear out their welcome after their 4 to 5 years. Torts is hitting on his 5th year. I think what's going to happen is I think Columbus is going to get Rickard Gronberg, the Swedish head coach, and he's going to come.
Good choice.
And I think he's going to end up being the next head coach, and we're going to pay him a little bit what he deserves, and we'll go from there and see how that works.
Well, guys, I hate to do this. We got like 15 seconds left. Thank you so much. Second intermission, because this is a revolving story. Can I get you both back at second intermission?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Lance?
Yep.
Hey, thanks, guys. Because I won't have a post-game show today. I'm scheduled to be on BlueNote, so that'll be our post-game. That'll be my post-game. But I really want to talk more about this. So, guys, this is Guy, the Y Blues fan, saying aloha and mahalo, and I'll see you on the second intermission show. Aloha!